Всем привет, с вами канал Тест. И сейчас мы будем смотреть представление новой модели Y.
Great outfit. Hey. Yes.
Да, Илон, как всегда, в своем репертуаре.
Yeah. Well, everyone, welcome to the Tesla Design Studio, where we've held many part-time buildings before. Hope you guys all have a really great time tonight. I think I've never seen so many cameras in my entire life.
Кажется, что он больше не видел, шутки, что он не видел более такой огромной.
We're going to start off by just talking a bit about how did we get here? What are the things that have led to this day? What are the cars that, like? How did Tesla start out? How did we, where were we 10, 11 years ago?
Где мы были 10 лет назад?
What has happened over that intervening time?
Что произошло за все это время?
It occurred to me that a lot of people, they only heard about Tesla maybe a year or two ago. And,
очень людей, которые слышали только
electric cars are kind of like taken for granted. But there was a time when electric cars seemed very stupid.
Когда-то было такое, что электрокары думали, что это настолько глупо.
The idea of creating a car company was stupid, of course, and then making an electric car company was like stupidity squared.
Электрическая компания электрических машин.
And so let's take a look at the first car we ever made, the Tesla Roadster.
Давайте посмотрим на первую машину, которую мы когда-либо сделали, это Tesla Roadster. Выкатили машиночку, смотрите, какая она маленькая. Ой, малышка.
It's a bit small.
Да, она немного маленькая.
It's great. It's great.
Да, замечательно.
So the crazy thing is, if you go back 11 years today, Tesla had made one car, that car.
Если вернуться 11 лет назад,
serial number one
только одну машину.
Of Tesla.
Символ Tesla.
That's my car, actually.
Это моя, вообще-то, машина, как бы. Так, не так.
So, on February 2008, we'd literally only made one car, that car.
Мы сделали
and it didn't really work very well, I have to say. It broke down a lot. And it took us another 3 months just to make the second car.
Нас заняло 3 месяца, чтобы сделать другую
машину. Now, we've made about 550,000 cars.
После этого мы сделали 5 сотен тысяч машин.
After the Roadster,
После Roadster?
Essentially, what happened with the Roadster is we said, okay, we want to make a car, we want to really break the mold about how do people think about electric cars. To think about electric cars as being slow and ugly and poor performance. So we wanted to have a sports car,
как люди думали,
a car that
is
fast, looks good, sexy. That's right. Haha, you took the words out of my mouth.
Это быстро и машина должна быть секси.
So, exactly.
Бла-бла.
Sexier.
Самая сексуальная.
Right. So the Roadster, the reason we did a sports car is we wanted to create a car that would break the mold for electric vehicles, and that would be sexy and fast and long range, and that's why we did the Roadster. And people say that you won't be able to make a car with those specifications, and if you do, nobody will buy it. So we had to prove those two things wrong. And then after we made the Roadster, they said, okay, sure, you can make some toy sports car, but you can't make a sedan. You can't. There's no way you can compete with the luxury sedans that are gasoline because they're the best. And there's no way you can make an electric car that's like that. So we did.
На бензине это не так круто, как оно есть на самом деле. И вот тебе, малышка, Model S вышла.
Exactly. So noisy. Where are all the fumes? Where's the exhaust pipe? Where do you put the gasoline?
Куда вы положите здесь бензин? Где вы, как вы заправите?
Yeah.
Я покаталась бы.
So we actually started designing that car in the rocket factory. So we didn't have a design studio.
Мы вообще начали как бы
We took a little corner
ее
of the rocket
разрабатывать
factory and Franz joined.
заводе ракет.
And we just, with a tiny crew in a corner of the rocket factory, we designed that car.
И именно там мы изобрели эту машину.
And I think that car was really important because it was competing against the best of the gasoline cars. So if you can make an electric car that can beat the best of the gasoline cars, that's it's a very powerful statement to prove that you can go electric.
И этим он доказал, что электрокар может быть намного круче седанов, которые на газе, на бензине. И сломал этим стереотип, потому что электрокар не может выглядеть красиво.
I like calling things what they are. So roadster is called roadster because it's a roadster.
Роадстер называется роадстер, потому что это роадстер.
There is no good word for sedan.
Но нет хорошего слова для седана.
We couldn't call it the sedan. It wouldn't work. Or saloon. There's just like literally no word. So the Model S stands for sedan.
Model S осталась седаном, как и была седаном.
This is how out of touch I was. I actually didn't realize at the time that Model S also means models.
Model S изначально говорится как модели.
A license plate that said
поняли, да? Это
Model S2 because it was like the second production Model S. And it was like, and as I was walking away from my car, I said, "Wow, what a jerk! His license plate says Models 2." Yeah, like okay.
У него есть несколько моделей, начинает шутить на фоне.
So, but then going from the Model S, we said, okay, we want to make the best SUV in the world. We want to do something. We kind of got carried away actually with the Model X. We said like let's have practically every technology and whiz-bang thing we could possibly think of.
Мы попрактиковали каждую технологию и пытались усовершенствовать.
The Model X is like, as a car, it's like a Fabergé egg meets a spaceship. It's like
Model X это как будто встретить
but it is an amazing vehicle. Let's bring it out.
Давайте ее позовем сюда, давайте ее выкатим. Это, кстати, самая любимая моя машина, потому что у нее такие странные двери. Прям просто пушка огонь, как по мне.
Yeah.
Улыбается, говорит.
You can see a certain position forming, maybe. So, the Model X, like I said, it really feels like a Fabergé egg spaceship.
Да, модель X чувствуется себя как космический корабль.
It's X for crossover SUV. But then after we had the Model S and Model X, I thought it'd be pretty funny if we had the Model E.
Было бы очень смешно, если бы назвала модель E.
But then like Ford threatened to sue us. Ford killed sex. But I said, what if we call it the Model 3? Because that's completely different from me. They said, that's fine.
Давайте назовем лучше модель 3, чем модель E, потому что для меня это более
прилично. The Model 3. Let's bring out the Model 3.
Уровень шутки просто бог. Давайте выкатим модель 3. Что-то он не очень захотел рассказать про модель X. О, покатилась малышка.
That's right, exactly. Exactly, smart summon with a person.
Выглядит очень умно, как человек.
So we made the original Roadster, the Model S, the Model X, the Model 3, and then we also then made the new generation Roadster, which we'll bring in, or maybe it's over there.
Сделали новое поколение.
So it's coming in. New Roadster.
Кто здесь Roadster?
Exactly. Maybe it's. Oh, it's there. Yeah, there we go.
Вон там где-то. Ждет он Roadster нового. Какой красивый зайчик. Ну да, конечно, смотрю.
Sure.
11 лет разницы. Через 11 лет он выглядит, конечно.
So, yeah, here we have the original Roadster, the new Roadster.
У нас есть оригинальный Roadster, новый Roadster.
And then, hey, how's it going? And then the semi.
Они ведь похожи, одинаковые. И выкатывает на... Ух ты.
Actually, the Tesla semi drove here non-stop all the way from the Bay Area.
Это тягач, новый тягач, который они представили. Какой интересный.
So that Tesla semi, a 500-mile range electric semi. I learned to actually only after naming the thing that semi has two meanings. Semi-sexy.
Тягач сексуален. Ну, это там шутка о произношении.
Yeah, so we're really excited about bringing those products to market. So that's sort of talking about our products. But then the factories are as much the product, if not more, than the vehicles themselves. In fact, I really think like the difficulty and value of manufacturing is underappreciated. It's insanely difficult. It's like relatively easy to make a prototype and extremely difficult to mass manufacture that prototype or to mass manufacture a vehicle reliably and at scale. But even for rockets, I'd say it's probably a factor of 10 harder to design the manufacturing system for a rocket than to design the rocket. And for cars, I'd say it's maybe 100 times harder to design the manufacturing system than to design the vehicle itself.
Он рассказывает, что сложнее намного сделать
That's what the free market. I don't mean to have it in black and white. It's like it's not so long ago. They didn't even have color cameras back then.
10 лет назад.
2010.
Выглядел его завод.
But it was very bleak. It's like essentially when we acquired the Fremont factory, it was used to be called NUMMI. People sort of thought, oh, you got a car factory. Now, if you have a car, they sort of think if you have a car factory, you can just make any car. It's like no, that's like saying you've got a box. That box can have anything you want in it. No, only if you make the thing in the box. So, although we did get we had get a very good deal on the NUMMI factory, Toyota and General Motors actually took all of the good equipment out. And anything that was like so useless, it wasn't even worth the scrap was left. So it literally looked like that, but in color. And it took an enormous amount of effort by a very talented team to actually turn essentially what looked like a derelict warehouse into a working car factory. Yeah.
Вот, да, как сейчас это все выглядит. Посмотрите, насколько это огромно и больше в 1000 раз.
And in fact, like today, the Fremont factory, which is an enormous building, I think it's like the second or third biggest building in the world by footprint, is so dense, so densely packed with people and robots. Well, this picture has like robots, but there's 20,000 people that work in the Fremont factory across 4 or 5 shifts. So it's really a massive amount of people and robots. So it's like this giant cybernetic collective. So that was way harder than making the car, by far. And it's worth noting, like the last time, at least in the U.S., the last time any car company achieved mass manufacturing was about 100 years ago. That was the last time, and then Tesla. It's literally that crazy. So,
поднимали рынок масс-маркета.
The issue is definitely not coming up with a car design. It is absolutely all about building the production system. You want to have a good product to build, but that's basically the easy part. Then the factory is the hard part. Then the challenge is like, okay, if we create a car factory, where the heck are the batteries and electric motors and power electronics going to come from? And that's where we need to say, okay, we better build something that's capable of 50 gigawatt hours at least of cell output, which at the time when we proposed the Gigafactory, I believe like total global output of lithium-ion batteries for all purposes, phones, laptops, silly, cars, anything, was about 30 gigawatt hours. So we're like, okay, well, just do the basic math. We need 50 gigawatt hours. So we better have a real big factory.
Боже, он, в общем, хвалится тем, как он построил. В общем, рассказывает историю Теслы немного о том, как они построили. Сколько им заняло этого времени.
In California, but like it would have taken 2 years just to get the permits. So we built the Gigafactory in the amount of time it would have taken to get the permits in California. That's what the Gigafactory looked like.
Вот сейчас он показывает,
In 2010, it was basically rocks and bushes. Okay. And now this is what it looks like now.
И вот как сейчас выглядит. Да, впечатляюще. Так вообще территорию хорошую под себя они взяли и переделали полностью.
So, and it's only about a third complete. So this one complete, I think it's about 4 or 5 times the size of the Pentagon. So it's kind of difficult to appreciate scale, but although it's really quite tall, it's like 70 feet tall. So the volume of it is just mind-blowing. It takes 2 hours just to walk around it.
У него заняло около 2 часов просто обойти вокруг.
Again, it's work of a tremendously talented team working like crazy, like tens of thousands of people to produce this factory.
Десятки тысяч людей, которые возводили этот завод, это просто
нереальная
teamwork, это просто нереальная работа в командах гениальных людей, поэтому в общем, он очень любит свой завод.
Now we're also building a factory in China, which I'm really excited about. As you can see, it's
как вы можете увидеть, это
very impressive.
В 2010 году Gigafactory в Шанхае.
So when I was there in January, that's what it looked like when we did the groundbreaking ceremony, and this is what it looks like now, 3 months later.
2010 года ничего не было. Сейчас.
But this is what it will look like at the end of the year.
И в 2019 году как выглядит.
So things are moving fast.
Да, очень впечатляюще.
And this will actually be, once it's complete, the equivalent of our Fremont car factory plus our Nevada battery gigafactory combined.
Они связаны,
so integrating the two,
этот завод,
which kind of makes sense.
Изготовлению именно машин и
so we're really excited about this. A great team in China, and this is going to be really important for making affordable versions of the Model 3 and Model Y for the greater China market. And then, besides cars, we have some other things. So the solar roof and Powerwall.
Солнечные крыши и энергостены.
So this is definitely going to be the year of the solar roof and Powerwall. Because of like extreme challenges with the Model 3 production, we have to basically allocate all resources to Model 3 production because otherwise we're going to die. And so basically, it was pretty tight, I have to say. That was a hard one. I would say like 2018 was probably felt like aging 5 years in one. Honestly, it was really intense.
Он говорит, что 2018 год для него был как один год за 5, потому что был очень
intense. Thank you for supporting Tesla through this difficult period. Thank you.
Спасибо за поддержку Теслы в этот очень сложный для нее
период. Now that Model 3 production is going pretty well, we're finally allocating engineering attention to the solar roof as well as the solar retrofit. I'm pretty excited about both the solar tile roof and the solar retrofit and Powerwall. Part of the reason we couldn't make Powerwall is we couldn't make enough cells. So we had to either allocate cells to the car or to the Powerwall. It was like, well, we've got to make the cars. So then Powerwall got Cellstar, basically. But 2019, so we are now going to ramp it up.
Между продажей машин или между продажей стен он планирует продавать, конечно, все вместе.
So PowerPack is kind of like our industrial strength battery storage system.
Их индустриальная сила — это PowerPack.
We did the the biggest battery storage system in the world in Australia. And yeah, that was really super cool. And then we're doing one that's roughly a gigawatt-hour scale in California. So just in Southern California, right nearby, we're building a gigawatt-hour scale power pack. And so we expect this to ultimately be really critical for transitioning the world to sustainable energy. Obviously, you have to have sustainable energy production and sustainable energy consumption. So the sustainable energy production needs the solar panels plus the battery, because the sun doesn't shine at night, and then those electric cars, electric vehicles in general. Yeah. So. But I mean, the really exciting thing is if you have with solar plus battery plus electric vehicles, we have a fully sustainable future. This is a future you can feel really excited and optimistic about. I think it really matters. And then supercharging. So, the first in 2010 we had 0 superchargers. So there was no. You couldn't really drive long distances with an electric car in 2010. So it was like, well, okay, we better have some high power chargers, otherwise it's going to be extremely inconvenient to drive long distances. So built into the Model S, which was a high voltage DC bypass directly to the pack, so you can just sort of mainline power right into the pack, and then we still get then. Nobody was building high power chargers, so like, okay, we better build these high power chargers because nobody's building them. And so we went from 0 superchargers to building a global network of superchargers. Yeah.
Вот, и они решили, что сами будут строить. И вот какое количество было, и какое количество сейчас построено именно суперчарджингов, где быстро.
It's pretty nutty. Each one of those is a supercharging site. So, supercharging team does an incredible job building a global network of superchargers that allow you to travel to a massive section of the world, basically anywhere in North America, almost anywhere in Europe, most places in China, not the Gobi Desert yet, but most places. We'll cover the Gobi Desert. We'll get there. And Saskatchewan, I swear to God, there is. I've specifically asked about the Saskatchewan supercharger, and I'm told it is under construction. So, absolutely. I've asked about it like twice. I'm told it's going to be completed soon, and then you will actually be able to drive across Canada. So, yes. Hawaii. Kazakhstan. Actually, we have some great supporters in Kazakhstan. I think we probably we should have. We will build superchargers in Kazakhstan. There you go. We had it right here. Anyway, we're going to build a lot more superchargers, and we have actually a version 3 of the supercharger that we just unveiled. And in fact, yeah.
Вот, и сейчас на экране показано, как суперчарджинги можно быстро зарядить, то есть и сколько хватает.
So the superchargers actually started out only at about 75 kilowatts, and now they're at with version 3, 250 kilowatts, and we think probably can even go a little higher than that. And so if you got a long-range Model 3, it's capable of charging at about 1,000 miles an hour or 1,600 kilometers an hour. Yeah. So and we have one working in the Bay Area, and then the one here at the design studio is also working as of tonight. So, yeah. So we're going to be rolling out the version 3 supercharger throughout the world, just gradually upgrading the existing sites as well as adding new sites. So we did slow down the supercharger rollout a little bit because we wanted them to be version 3 instead of version 2. But now that we have version 3 running, and we're going to spool up production, and so you're going to have like a radical improvement in supercharging worldwide by sometime next year. Yeah. So in terms of where we are today, we got obviously the S3 and the X. We've made, I think, 550,000 vehicles, something like that. 12 months from now, we will have made about 1 million vehicles. So So it's pretty wild to think that 11 years ago today, we had made literally one car, and a year from now, we will have made 1 million. Yeah.
Через год, за год они сделали машину.
This is a testament to the incredible talent and effort of the people at Tesla. I was to say thank you to people at Tesla.
Он благодарит
You guys are
людей, которые
incredible.
производят Tesla, потому что это говорит о их супер способностях и супер просто возможностях.
Yeah, and 4 million tons of CO2 saved. In fact, with the 4 millionth ton, it just ticked over like an hour ago. So the 4 millionth ton just ticked over tonight. Yeah.
Только сегодня эти подсчеты были сделаны, что они сохранили.
Just talking a bit about what were the thoughts back then? What were some of the comments? Let's see. The internet is forever. But this is a immediate taste. It was like I said, electric cars were considered extremely impossible and stupid.
Это очень плохая идея.
You're a fraud. Blah. Like, okay. You can drive that fraud.
2009 Лос-Анджелес Таймс, что это не лучше, чем гольф-машина будет точно так же выглядеть.
Yeah.
Сейчас General Motors переходит все на электричество. Ford
the goal of Tesla was literally this: is like to what degree, in fact,
машины Volkswagen.
When we created, we're like, okay, the fundamental historic good of Tesla should be measured by the degree to which we accelerate the advent of sustainable energy and transport. And our goal all along has been to try to get the rest of the car industry to go electric. We did a joint venture thing with Toyota and with Mercedes. We open sourced our patents 3 or 4 years ago, made them freely available, and so it's extremely rewarding to see that the rest of the industry is going electric. This is great.
Это просто замечательно видеть то, что вся сейчас индустрия машин переходит на электричество. Это просто, это шаг такой огромный для них.
Wondering, where will Tesla be in 10 years?
Где будет Тесла через 10 лет? В космосе где ты, спрашиваешь?
Mars.
Марс.
Exactly.
Да, все правильно.
We will be driving a Tesla on Mars. I think we actually could.
Я думаю, мы вообще-то можем.
Okay. Tesla will be on Mars in 10 years. I think it will.
Через 10 лет на Марсе.
So after that extended history lesson, what about the actual reason you came? Okay.
Короче, он говорит, это был всего урок истории. Говорит, а теперь, пожалуйста, реально
It starts with a Y, ends with a Y, and that's Y in the middle. Bring out the Model Y.
Ну-ка, давай, удиви нас всех. Ну-ка, малышка, давай. Ну, блин, что же ты так умеешь тянуть? Ну, одна фара, вторая фара. Не понимаю еще нифига. Еще непонятно. Ух ты, сколько людей из нее вылезло. Это что, настолько много людей, да? Это хэтчбэк. Это хэтчбэк, да? Да, это хэтчбэк. Сложно сказать. Но странно, что синяя это первая. С красным внутри синяя.
The Model Y.
Model Y.
Yeah. So, like the 3, it will be extremely safe. So that you may know that the Model 3 has the lowest probability of injury of any car ever tested by the U.S. government. The Model Y, we expect, will have a similar result. 5 stars in every category. With the battery pack low in the floor, it's going to have a very low center of gravity. So this will, it has the functionality of an SUV, but it will ride like a sports car. So this thing will be really tight in corners. And we expect it will be the safest mid-size SUV in the world by far. And at Tesla, we actually always design with safety as the #1 goal. It's like people think, okay, it's performance, sure, but safety first. This is actually by far the most important thing. But it's also going to have incredible performance. So we expect to have a 3.5 seconds 0 to 60. Yeah,
3,5 разгон до 100 километров.
And very low center of gravity, so great handling. It's testing out at a 0.23 drag coefficient, which is extremely good for an SUV. And in terms of range, very mild. Yeah. So we expect to have an EPA range of an actual true usable range of 300 miles. So yeah. From an interior standpoint, it has a panoramic glass roof. And by the way, after I'm done here, you guys will be able to come up and like check out the car. So it's like, so it's going to have a panoramic glass roof. It like really feels like just like the Model 3. If you're in the car, it just feels like you can see the sky. Seat 7. 66 cubic feet, obviously autopilot and all that. And as I've said publicly, we expect to be feature complete with self-driving sometime later this year. And then as we prove out the safety with billions of miles and kilometers, we will, from our standpoint, feel it's like safe enough to not pay attention and then get the regulatory approval sometime thereafter. But the cool thing is feature complete. Like it'll be able to do basically anything by the end of this year, just with software upgrades, which is pretty cool. So
автопилот это очень легко и скорее всего будет.
Let's see, Model Y lineup. Okay, there you go. So yeah. The basically long range one we expect to be about $47,000, and then sometime in 2021 we'll have the sort of standard version, which will have a $39,000 price point. So,
вот здесь вы можете ознакомиться, что стандартный набор будет стоить $40,000, 39, более под.
No, the 7 seats are optional. Yeah.
47, 51 и 60 тысяч. Вот, как они будут, когда будет доставка.
You mean
это
the
будет
liftgate?
Первый
Yes.
будет весна 2021 года. Осень 2020
I mean, you never know, we
года,
might do better than this, but so it should be at least as good. So I think it's going to be like really compelling. I'm confident that it'll be the of any mid-size SUV, it'll be the one you want. And yeah, I think it'll probably sell. I think we'll probably do more Model Ys than X and 3 combined, most likely. Yeah. So there you have the sexy presentation.
У вас здесь секси презентация, потому что.
All right. So thank you all for coming. Those of you who are here and those of you who are watching, thank you very much for your support over the years. It's been, a hell of a ride, and I love you too. I love you too. We are bringing sexy back quite literally. All right, thank you.
Мы еще одну сделаем сексуальную для вас, и все, всем бай, спасибо большое. Ну вот, как-то вот так вот все произошло. Она такая синяя и такая вот удивительная. Еще мигает немножко.